So, Naruto Chapter 537. This is a review of it, and wow, we were right about both of our theories. At least it's looking like we're right. The Gedo Mazo is probably going to be the Ten Tails body.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe its spirit or something is in the moon, but this is probably going to be the physical representation of it.
Or at least the brand new body of the Ten Tails.
Yeah. And then we also had the other theory, which is Madara is looking for a substitute, which happens to be the Kinkaku brothers.
Might as well check that one off the list.
Yeah, I mean, so there we go. We're right, and you're not. If you disagreed with us, okay, sorry, we're not.
Shower us with praise and love us only.
We only want positive feedback. Put the other stuff somewhere else. Okay. Okay, so the chapter starts with Madara standing next to the Gedo Mazo statue, and it just pretty much starts fighting. And I have to say, this fight definitely looked Evangelion-esque. You know, like the way it runs and things, and the
There's
humanoid
no doubt
nature
there.
of it.
The actual shape of the Gedo Mazo statue, like he said, it's very Eva-like. Just it's a giant being just running around the landscape, tearing things up. It's very reminiscent of the Evas and the way they move and look.
And it definitely reminded me of that scene of Evangelion 2.2. You cannot advance when they all start running at that angel, and that it just had that kind of feel to it. So Choji and his dad go engage the Gedo Mazo statue, and Choji just decimates it with one of his chakra punches, and it doesn't really do much. And then the Gedo Mazo just like erupts, just like boom, just very DBZ-like, and pushes everyone back with its chakra.
And let's stress here that this thing doesn't even have all of the chakra inside of it yet, and it's already just tearing up the battlefield. So just imagine what happens when it's going to be able to get all of the chakra.
Yeah. And like even some of the ninja fighting it were like, this thing's completely out of our league. We have no way of stopping it.
During Godzilla's attack on Tokyo, Naruto and B are still headed towards the battlefield, although we still don't know where they're exactly going. During this time, Naruto's using a lot of his new Kyuubi powers to actually get there really quick, and B's lecturing him, telling him that he's using too much of his power, to which Naruto just doesn't care.
By lecturing, we mean Rappin' Dog. Okay, so we go back to the war room. Raw, it's Raikage time. And Raikage smashed table. And he hates furniture, man. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway,
Never bring him to rooms to go.
Yeah, you leave in debt for sure. Anyway, so pretty much he is like, whoa, what's going on the battlefield? The sensors inform him that Madara is there with the Gedo Mazo. And then the Raikage says, we're going after, the two beasts, Naruto and his brother, because he needs to stop them because they are the point of this whole war. And then he does something kind of unexpected.
That's when we actually get a bit of unexpected character development from the Raikage. Although very small, like Christian was saying earlier, they're going to be going after B and Naruto, and since they're going to be doing that, there's going to be no one to watch the war room. This is when the Raikage makes the decision to let Shikaku watch it. And this is really progressive for him. This really shows that he trusts the Shinobi Alliance now, as well as Konoha, and not just for the Raikage itself, but for the Shinobi Alliance, this is very progressive. This sort of shows that they're moving along and they're going to become basically good allies.
Back to the battlefield we go, and we see one of the generals. What's his name again, Corey?
Kitsuche.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name. And he has zero character development, so he's hard to care about on, a character level. But anyway, he does this awesome Earth Element crushing mountain sandwich BLT move against the Gedo Mazo. And it is obviously a pretty awesome attack, and he even says it is his strongest attack, but the Gedo Mazo, like a BA, just stands there, holding both sides of this extreme, rock sandwich, and just, again, just crushes it, uses his chakra and everything.
The military can never stop Godzilla.
Yeah.
Taking apart the Shinobi Alliance. This is when he start.
While the Gedo Mazo statue is currently tearing up the Shinobi Alliance, Madara sees this as his chance to go after the pot that contains the chakra from the Kinkaku and Ginkaku brothers. And in typical Madara fashion, he shows up, everybody tries to stop him, and they just go right through him.
Yep.
Again, proving that Madara is indeed one of the most powerful characters in the series, and easily one of the most overpowered characters in the series. Hacked, if you want to, go by internet lingo.
Yes.
But basically, while he's doing all this, everybody's just watching him do it. And there's an interesting bit of dialogue, because Shikamaru happens to be there when this is all going on. And while Madara is trying to capture this pot, Shikamaru actually has a little conversation with him, and Shikamaru knows something is up. He's always been the smart, analytical one, so he's not one to just look the other way. He knows there's something up with this Gedo Mazo statue, and there's a few times he mentioned this in the actual chapter. He's about to mention that this statue is actually something else, and then he gets cut off immediately. And this, again, goes back to the theory I had, especially in our last video. I'm pretty sure this is the new body of the Ten Tails, and I'm pretty sure Shikamaru thinks that as well.
We're not saying that the argument of the spirit or whatever being in the moon isn't valid, but we definitely think this is a physical representation of the host for the Ten Tails within the Gedo Mazo statue.
And I mean, look at it this way. You know, you can say that the Ten Tails is on the moon and everything, but Itachi was a bad guy at one point, too. So, you know, anything can happen. It's really up to the author.
Oh, at the end of the battle, at the beachfront, is pretty much Madara gets the gourd and the magical pot thing that the Raikage sent, and which has both brothers in it, and he retreats and takes the Gedo Mazo with him, and the beachfront is pretty much destroyed. And also keep in mind that 2 of the Edo Tensei zombies are free. Dan and what was the other one? I think Kakuzu is out. Yeah, so those are 2 ninjas that are now back on the battlefield. And I also think Dan can't go away yet because he's got so much story that he's got to have revealed. Like, we don't know anything about him, and we know he has a big relation to the 5th Hokage, so we definitely need to see that worked out some more. So I don't think he's about to just die anyway. And Kakuzu, I don't really think he's good for any much more in this story besides causing some havoc.
As Madara fled the battlefield, we get to see one little panel with Kabuto, which is interesting because he's one of the big forerunners in this arc, and we actually don't get to see him do that much. But he says something really interesting. He notes that, why is Madara going ahead and going after, you know, the Nine Tails chakra, and even though he only has a small amount of the Eight Tails? Kabuto himself mentions that maybe he's rushing things a little bit, and this is where the chapter sort of comes to a close. We now see that Madara is getting really impatient, and he's going to go ahead and start his Eye of the Moon plan the next day. Yeah. So that means this war is actually coming to a close very quickly, and that is incredibly unexpected. Just
a lot of great fights still left, though. I mean, we do see a panel with everyone set up about to begin. We see Kakashi, we see Gaara, we see, we see a whole bunch of different... Pretty much every fight that we've had left standing got a little cut to in a different panel. So that's nice, and also it means that there's a lot of fighting left. And we also saw some numbers given to us this chapter. Joint Shinobi forces lost 40,000 of their 80,000 troops, and the Zetsus lost 50,000 of their 100,000 troops. So just so you know, those are the actual numbers, and it pretty much, like we were saying, 50% of each battle force was lost.
Of the 50,000 killed, their special abilities were being able to throw shuriken.
Yes, and maybe fiery shuriken, and maybe fast shuriken.
Oh, they'll have a memorial built for them.
With shuriken.
In the shape of a giant shuriken. In just a matter of hours.
Yeah, one day. Technically, this war has only happened during this time span of one day.
But interesting thing, though, even though this war looks like it might be coming to an end, like you said, there still could be a lot of fights happening. One thing that I think is really cool is the chapter kind of ends at nighttime with the full moon in the air. And what I think is cool is that maybe a lot of the next battles that are coming are all going to take place at night. And I don't know, am I the only one when I'm watching Naruto or reading Naruto thinking it's so awesome to watch ninjas fighting like under the moonlight at night, and it hasn't happened really much at all in Naruto at all?
Yeah, most ninja symbolism you see is the guys in black suits fighting at night, you know, and jumping from the field at the, you know, the stereotypical ding.
I mean, Naruto ninjas definitely are not your typical ninja. You know, they're a little more crazy. I mean, for Christ's sake, Naruto wears orange.
It's kind of a joke, I think.
Un-ninja color of them all. But
here comes the street cone ninja.
But I am really looking forward to these battles they're going to try and create. And the fact that Madara says that he's going to create this plan even sooner just creates the tension even more. And that's just going to make the remaining bit of this arc really exciting.
Okay, first of all, we've got one question for you guys this week. And do you think Madara is going to revive an incomplete Ten Tails now that he has chakra from technically all the beasts after he pulls it from the Kinkaku brothers? Because he was able to pull a little bit of Eight Tails chakra from that one tentacle. And we all know tentacles are important in anime. You know where they're important. Anyway, so that is our question. Will he revive an incomplete Ten Tails within the next few chapters? I mean, we're almost at a 10 chapter. I think we'll be at 540, and we always know on 10s they usually do awesome chapters. You can just go back and look at the manga history. Also, for rating, we think this chapter was pretty flippin' awesome. I mean, it had action, and they were developing the story at the same time. And so, this one, 9 out of 10, you guys. Till next time, you guys, Super Kami Guru 9000, out.